Hello friends, my name is Suresh. Welcome back to the vlog. Yeah, somebody's honking me from behind. That's fine. So yeah, I'm based out of Atlanta. I'm a guy from India. I've been working here for the last 10 years. So what you're seeing is actually the place where I live in Atlanta. It's called Cumming. So it's a very sleepy kind of a place. It's not really busy. There's no hustle and bustle. It's a quiet neighborhood. It's kind of a suburb, which is like almost 60 or 70 miles away from the main downtown of Atlanta. So the place here is actually really beautiful. The place where I am, it's very near to the North Georgia mountains. So the mountains are extremely beautiful here. So it's kind of reminds me of the place where I'm from, my hometown, which is in Kerala. So Kerala is such a beautiful place. It has a lot of mountains. It has sea. So to for people to have a context, right? So it's the Kerala is kind of like your California, right? So you have a coastal area. You have places which is very nearby. It has mountains, a lot of beautiful like state parks, right? So national parks. So that's one good thing about America. Americans really preserve the nature by creating national parks, right? So but Kerala has equivalent, if not even better, kind of naturally beautiful places. The mountains. There are some places which are being conserved by the government, like the Periyar Reserve. They try to do something to protect the place natural beauty, right? So but generally it's not really well maintained in India, whereas in US it's like really well maintained. So the reason why I'm saying that is like the North Georgia mountains, they're extremely beautiful. So the place where I am, it's actually near to the North Georgia mountains. So it's really fun to drive around here. So in America, the most essential thing as soon as you come is to buy a car, right? So there is no good alternate transportation infrastructure except for cars. So what I heard is that during the 1940s and 50s, all the big corporations, the car manufacturers, they basically sabotaged American transportation system. Basically, they took over the the transportation system. They took over the trams. They took over all the buses and the trains and everything, and they systematically dismantled it. Right. So there is a conspiracy of trying to market the road as the main mode of transportation. So unfortunately or fortunately, for those who are driving enthusiasts, right, they will really love America. So American cars are like pretty powerful. So you get like really spacious cars, really big cars. So Americans love their pickup trucks. So yeah, so that is the thing about the American car obsession with cars. So all the big three manufacturers, they basically lobbied the government to basically not have a public infrastructure. So and I think all the cities in America, they are suffering. So there is not even a decent lanes for your cycles and pedestrians, right? So most of these roads, there is no space for people to walk. So if the footpath, they call it footpath in India, right? So they don't have it actually. So most of these places, they are all accessible mainly through four-wheeler, right? So that is one disadvantage about America. So if you're planning, so the first thing like anybody will come and do in US is to buy a car, which is absolutely, it's not a luxury. Car is not a luxury here in US. Even luxury cars are like pretty relatively affordable. So that's has become what America is, right? So there is no going back. So there's no way that the government can justify spending any money on redeveloping your infrastructure for transportation, right? So people vehemently oppose it, right? So they have a visceral opposition towards anything that benefits people as a whole, right? So they have this illusion that transportation or anything that benefits the people or their population as a whole is against what American ethics stands for. I don't know what that means, but America is supposed to be like so, for the lack of a better word, viscerally capitalist, right? So it's one of the places which is like they are extremist capitalism, right? That's what I would say, right? So not necessarily they wanna do capitalism in the purest sense of the word. So they have this concept that their enemy is communism, right? So it's not that they oppose communist ideals, but it's just that during the Cold War, right? So the time period after the Second World War, so there was this immense competition between USSR or the Russia and America, right? So the idea is that you just you're wholeheartedly oppose anything that your enemy stands for, right? So the enemy is nothing but your Russia or USSR, and the entire American system and the psyche of people was like completely against your communism. So communism is not very bad, okay, especially considering US, although they say it's a capitalist economy, but it's actually not a capitalist economy. It's a mixed economy, right, if you ask me, because there are a lot of socialist benefits that people enjoy, things like your healthcare, things like your social security, even in countries which are supposedly like a socialist economy. Like India is supposed to be like a mixed economy right now, but like immediately after independence, we also had like a lot of socialist schemes, right? So we are supposed to be a socialist economy, but we are a failure. India is a failure as a socialist economy because there is no social net that people can rely on or fall back on, especially the people who are not that well to do, right? So they don't have a fallback kind of system that government has put in place, despite the fact that India is supposed to be a socialist economy. But America, despite the fact that they are extremist capitalists, that's what I would say, because they are the other end of the spectrum when compared to countries like your Russia or India, right? But still they have a lot of these schemes which are supposed to benefit your like ordinary people. So it's like the idiosyncrasies of America, right? So whether it's for good or bad, it is the way it is. But if you like driving, you will really like being in America. Cars, roads, and all the different ways in which people can afford cars. Yep, so we reached the place that we wanted to come to. Alright, see you in the next vlog.